Okay, I guess I'll go first. My name is Rupert Mendez. Kind of like semi-serious, but the clown, more or less. Just the way I deal with awkward situations. It worked a lot when I was in security to make somebody laugh, even though they were doing something wrong. Next.
I guess I'll go next. My name's Dawn. I don't know what else to say, I guess. I don't know if you've been doing the technology game, but I kind of thought it's funny to start doing stuff with my boyfriend's Mario plushie, which we look like this. So I'm see it. So that's been fun, kind of playing around with that.
Awesome. My son's got that same little doll.
Yeah, it's quite fun playing with it.
It is.
Yeah.
We have Yoshi.
I don't have Yoshi. I haven't got that one yet.
Is anybody else?
I guess I'll go next. My name is Hyro Hawkes. What's up, everybody? You know, straight chilling. I'm ready to get this. I'm ready to get this paper. Let's do it.
I think everybody's shy.
I'm just trying to figure out how this whole, because I'm on the smartphone and it keeps like, I don't know if it's muting me automatically or not, but I have to stay on the screen to speak. Fine, but okay, my name is Carlos though, Carlos Corpus. Young one, procrastinator, still, teenager thing, but, trying to get through it. And moved to Arizona for all of this. The second I heard about it, I was like, all right, I'm going to leave my job and move down here.
So you left your job to move to Phoenix?
No, I live in Tucson.
Oh, okay.
If I moved to Phoenix, I'd be all on my own. I would definitely have screwed myself there.
Well, the good thing is you're aware.
I scared myself.
I take risks, but not too much risk. I still think about stuff.
Well, that's good. Anybody else? Do you see anybody else on your end, Jeanette?
There's a few more people here. Marcus is coming in.
Oh, good.
Yeah, if you slide your screen from left to right, if you're on the smartphone, you can see the other people. I don't know about the computer because I'm not on the computer.
Okay. Well, no, I'm on my laptop, but I'm messing around with that border that's between the screen capture and the video feeds. So I gave myself more space, and I can see everybody.
Nice.
And myself, like I said. But Miss Herrera looks like a straight-up gamer. You got a bunch of guys going gaga as soon as you find out that you're on their team.
No, I just love this headset because it has a microphone already built in. And I have a full house of kids here, so I don't want them to be distracting me. I have 5 kids, exactly.
Did you have TV?
Yes, I have TV.
No one told you about Netflix and chill, huh? 5. Sí, válgame Dios, mujer. That's something my dad used to say. I had to look it up to find out. I was like, oh, okay.
All right, then. I think it's already 7:10, Jeanette, so we could get started.
Okay. All right,
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Rosemary.
Hi, Rosemary.
Can you see me?
Rosemary?
Yes, I can't see myself, but
like I said, swing that little border thing a little bit more to the left, and you get to see everybody. That's the thing with mid technology. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a James Bond movie, but whenever he goes sees M gets mad at him because he's always touching everything. That's me. When I see a new trinket, and don't leave things alone.
Okay, well, let's get started. Jeanette, welcome everyone. This is CIS 105, Survey to Computer Information System. Thank you for everyone that has joined us and that has successfully used Flipgrid and introduced yourself to the class. How did you guys like that?
I thought it was fun.
I didn't know we started.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, but I got confused at first.
What was confusing?
Like, I guess like for me, it was like hard to remember what I was supposed to talk about, and so then I would like start to record, but then I didn't like what I had recorded, so I was trying to figure out how to like redo it.
Okay.
I eventually figured it out though.
That happened to me too. When I was providing feedback to you guys, I probably recorded it 3 or 4 times. But the ease of the technology was fine?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, perfect. So for all of you that haven't completed it, you still have time. Please make sure you introduce to your class and then you complete that Flipgrid activity. So you can continue, Jeanette, with everything else.
Okay. And the one goal of this class is to introduce you to a bunch of different technologies. So, you know, that's one thing we want to do with Flipgrid is just to introduce something maybe you haven't done. And plus it personalizes the introductions. We get to see your faces. You get to see our faces. We get to hear your voice. So it just makes it more personable. So with the first chapter and what we're doing this week, we talk about technology around us as far as society, the world, global, and how that technology is being used. Part of the game that I put together, the whole purpose of that game is to get you, first of all, it's to make the content kind of fun. You're playing a game and then also hopefully getting, you know, you're taking a look around yourself, around the technology you're using just within your own home and then technology in your community. And then there's a lot, you're bright, especially in Phoenix. We're seeing a lot of that technology. With Phoenix being so big, we get to see some of the technology before a lot of other places. You already know the self-driving cars. You see those all over the place. You've probably seen the scooters, you know, and the bike share, stuff like that. You know, Uber, all that, all the kind of crowdsourcing, crowdfunding. I'm trying to think of everything else. Just there's a lot of technology in Phoenix too that's being, it's the emerging technology that's being researched and people are figuring out. So we don't even know about it yet, but yet it's happening right next door to us, you know? So, so with the game and just technology around you in general, have you gotten in on the game? How's the game going? And are you seeing some of the technology that maybe you haven't seen before?
No, I just downloaded the app today and I'm trying to get used to it, but you know, I'll try to figure that out tomorrow more.
Okay, that's not a problem. Anybody else?
I almost finished mine. Well, I think I did finish mine.
The game, you already finished it all?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was like on it yesterday and it looked like nobody was in yet. And today I've just been really, really busy. So it's like, I got to get in on it.
Well, Rosemary right now has 7,060 points. She's in first place.
I'm pulling it up right now so I can look at it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Give me a second here. I want to find out how to hack that thing, okay? So.
Yeah, I just started today, so I'm only halfway through. I thought it was hilarious though, because with the old technology, I was trying to find something in my house that was sort of old, and all I had was like the Xbox 360. But then I texted Mom. I was like, "Mom, send me a photo of your old technology." Excuse me? And I told her, like, I know you got like the 8-tracks. I know you got like a swamp cooler. I'm like, your mom, you're ancient. I know you got it. And she's like, nope. I was like,
Whoa.
Not even an old Singer sewing machine?
No. Oh, well, I do, kind of, but it's at my mom's place. It's like, it's the one that's, I don't know, it's really old. But
If we really think hard what technology means, everybody has it. This is an old technology. It's a pencil.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't have that though. I have only like the mechanical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's still an older technology.
Counts.
Yeah.
It's more advanced now.
Yeah. I can walk outside to that mesquite tree, pull off a branch, and make it into a switch.
Yes.
That's an old that's old school discipline right
That
there.
is,
Yeah, my husband got to experience that. You're right. That is an old piece of
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah, I only got into the first two questions because I don't know if you remember. I forgot if it was Eugenet or you, Patricia. I was having problems logging in,
Yes.
Right.
but I was thinking about the old technology, and I was thinking, well, I ended up getting my dad's house, and for me, it's the opposite. I'm trying to decide what to show that's old. So I'm gonna end up showing you guys a picture of an old RCA radio set from the 1920s
Awesome.
that played 78 speed records. And that's vacuum tube technology right there. It's not transistor, vacuum tube.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's cool.
And it weighs a ton.
I bet it does.
Yep.
All right. So then some of the other things that the game will introduce you to, we talk about the QR codes, which are quick response codes. It originated in the automotive industry because it was a way to quickly find auto parts as far as in their inventory. But a lot of people, QR codes been around for a long time, but people still don't realize that they're there or what they're for. So are most of you familiar with QR codes? Have you seen them or know what they are?
Use them for it's everything, really. Bring up a pizza.
You see them everywhere.
Yes.
Actually, I kind of on my phone. I think it's the Google Message app that's in there. Not the one that comes with the phone, but the actual message app from Google. If you end up hitting the menu bar, the 3-dot one, it says message for computer or message online, and it actually sends you a link to go on your computer, and the computer generates a QR code that you
my name is Joshua Rhymes.
and
I'm from City of
instead
Phoenix.
of punching it in with your phone, so
And
you can just
I got a
end up
family
messaging with your
me, my
keyboard.
mom, my dad. My
Are
younger
we having
brother,
an interrupt?
sister,
Are you
my
introducing
brother-in-law,
yourself?
And my nephew, just now born.
Who is that?
I wonder if he's doing the assignment.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm trying to roll in is probably software engineering, like both my parents had.
Or somebody's playing. Is somebody playing?
What I currently do for a living, I was playing ball at Adams State University, but got hurt.
Whoever's multitasking, mute your microphone.
I came back home, so right now I'm just pursuing my degree.
Okay.
My hobbies consist of.
All right, here.
Mute everybody right now.
Oh, I thought I knew who it was, so I muted.
Well, that was one way to introduce yourself.
Right. Now we know who he is.
Just send them a clip of this right here, this particular, and then just yeah, we all know who you are.
Okay, so one of the other technologies we want to talk about, I do it in class. So anytime I teach this class face-to-face, we talk about virtual reality, and I bring in some of the VR goggles and we play around. But I could not figure out a good way to do that for an online course. So what I wanted to introduce you to, some of you may already know about it, but with YouTube, they actually have a virtual reality. And let's see, is my screen being shared?
Yes.
So with the virtual reality, there's all types of virtual reality, but YouTube actually has a channel or a whole focus area on virtual reality. And this is what I have pulled up on the screen right now. This is where you can go, actually have videos that are meant to be virtual reality. And then you need the goggles. I don't know if all of you are familiar, but there's the Google Cardboard. They're the cheapest ones. You can get them, construct them, put them together. And then there's other ones. I see them in Walmart all the time. You can get a pair. Sometimes when you get a new phone right now, they're giving you the Google kind of cardboard goggles. But you can pull up videos and play around with, like this one right here, you can see how it's the VR. And if you play the video on your phone and then put the phone into the Google Cardboard goggles, it'll actually feel like you're there in real time. And you can look around and move around. So there's different VR apps. If you have a smartphone, you're able to download those. And then Patricia and I, we were playing around with one for an escape room, and it was zombies. It was an actual zombie game where you were in VR playing the game trying to kill zombies. So there's a couple of those games out there too that can be just played on a Google Cardboard goggle type. And then we do have actually so Patricia and I work in the Center for Teaching and Learning at South Mountain Community College. And our goal is to try to help faculty keep their skills up to speed as far as technology and teaching, using technology in classroom with students, but then just also help them with anything they want to learn to do. But in our studio for faculty and staff, we actually have the HTC Vive VR goggles, and we're slowly, very slowly, trying to introduce faculty to virtual reality and trying to help them see how they could use it with students. But it's been slow to catch on with our faculty.
It's really fun. We get to play Fruit Ninja too.
Yeah, Fruit Ninja's the favorite one.
I tried one at a Dave & Buster's. That scared the hell out of me because I was afraid of height. And there was this drop, and my heart literally just dropped. I had to take them off. I was like, where am I?
That's good that you bring that up, because when we purchased ours, it comes with the software that you were able to hike a mountain. I'm the opposite of Janae. I hardly go outdoors to go do hiking, and I'm scared of heights as well. But this virtual reality allowed me to go hike a mountain and literally see myself up on that mountain. It felt like I was going to fall. So I really resonate with what you're feeling.
What's the name of the channel again?
For the YouTube?
Uh-huh.
You just, in a Google search, just type in YouTube virtual reality.
Uh-huh.
It'll come up.
Yeah, I got the VR Oasis. So.
I'm not sure which one that one is. VR. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. But I've never tried those. I've never actually tried those goggles, so I think I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's a trip, man. It's a trip.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the VR videos, but not the ones that have just been rendered 2D of people. I think, what is it? They're using lightsabers and trying to cut stuff up in tune to music.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one too.
I have a little attachment. So I have an iPhone. That's the phone that I have. And I have it slides in, where you plug in your headphones. It's a little camera that plugs into the bottom of that. And I can actually record the 360 video with that. So I play around with it. I wish I had it. I could show it to you. But yeah, I don't. It's in my camper, in my backpack or something.
I love those videos. Those are so cool. Just the fact that you can literally physically move and see more of a video. Because that's the cool thing about a video. You just see that, but then when they introduce the 360, you see all the blind spots that you never saw in a video before, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of virtual reality, now they're doing augmented reality, like the new Pokemon game coming out that they're trying to make, where it's more than just what Pokemon Go was. It's legit. You're a Pokemon trainer in the real world, not just swiping a ball at a location.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I wonder how it's gonna look.
Yeah, and also, even if you don't have the HTC Vive or any of those technologies or the Google Cardboard, you could also use Google Tour. That's another tool that when you're traveling and you're taking pictures or you're taking video, you could upload them to Google Tour and develop that, so then you could share it with the world and give them an experience of traveling to a different place that they've never been. And that's another way of teachers developing content, especially for history classes, of showing different things that are happening in the past or in the present.
I want one for Paris. I want to see Paris.
Right. We have an instructor. She's her name is Dr. Cyan Proctor, and she travels the world. Right now, she's at the North Pole Arctic for like a whole month in a boat. So she's taking pictures and posting everything on social media. So communication and technology has changed a lot of things. So now we're able to have information at our fingertips and be able to experience information like we've never done before. So that's really neat to have that now.
And I just pulled up that Google Tour Creator that Patricia was talking about. And this just shows a still photo and what that looks like.
Mm-hmm. So that's another experience of a virtual reality, but not completely with the hardware. This is more with the software.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll see it more like when you're purchasing a home, they'll do a tour of the house. You don't have to physically go to the house anymore to see an open house. You could just go there and actually see and walk through the entire house through that engaging software. So sometimes I like to look at open houses like that just to see how they have them decorated.
Yeah. Okay, so as far as content, okay, so the other part of content for this week was hardware, computer hardware, and I try to put in a couple links that would get you in looking at computer components. I know a couple of you are already experienced and know that information. But for those of you that have never taken a computer apart, look at those little gaming activities that will take you in and kind of show you the inside of a computer. And then I have you doing an activity where I'm trying to remember. You're just trying to identify some computer components. Once again, when we're in class, I'd bring in computer. I don't know what you do, Patricia, but we teach at 2 different campuses when we teach face-to-face. I actually bring in computer parts, or I'll bring in an old computer and we'll kind of tear it apart and look at the inner parts. We also play around with Raspberry Pis because they're little small computers, and you can kind of see, you know, what does the inside of a computer really look like. So just make sure you check that out, play around with it a little bit. If you have questions, let us know. And then the other part for this week is Microsoft Word. So probably, what do we say, Patricia? About 40% of the class, we do Microsoft Office products?
Yes. So we're going to be exposing you to Microsoft Office. So it's Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint. And
then Word and PowerPoint, we don't spend as much time with that. That's kind of a quick, because a lot of students you're already familiar with that, so we don't want to spend a lot of time on it. But students want to know more about Excel, so we take more time, and people tend to have less experience with Excel. So we spend a little bit more time on Excel, but Word we go through pretty quickly. So Patricia, do you want to go ahead and take over the Word and what the resume project is?
Yes. So let me share my screen. So even though we talked about that, we're not going to go into detail of using Microsoft Word. Don't stress, because I'm going to share a resource that is called gfclearningfree.org. So if you noticed when you read the syllabus, we are not requiring a textbook because there's a lot of resources online that are for educators and that we provide information. So we don't want you to spend a lot of money buying a textbook that could be outdated, because technology is always changing. So we want to teach you how to access these resources online instead of just on a textbook on paper. Right? So this is one of the resources. So if you look at it, it's updated for Microsoft Word 2016, and it has the basics of Word, getting started with Word. And if you click on it, it gives you a video and it walks you through every part of Microsoft where it is. And then it gives you some activities and some challenges at the end. This is optional. This is not part of the grading, but if you feel like you need to freshen up or need to know how to use Word, you could use this tutorial. Then you could click back on Word 2016, and it tells you understanding OneDrive. So OneDrive is like your Google Drive. It's the USB on the cloud, on the internet. So you're able to save all your files on the OneDrive, so then you have them accessible on any device that you have internet. So that explains that. How to create documents, how to save and share documents, basics on text, formatting, indents and tabs, and paragraph spacing. So it tells you in detail on how to use Microsoft Word. So this is really cool, and it has the videos and the steps. And if any time of the process, if you have any questions, feel free to send us a message in the discussion board for general questions, and I'll be happy to assist you there if you have any questions. So that's how to get assistance with that. Then, let me minimize this. This is what Microsoft Word looks like. So once you open it on your computer, the project is to create a resume, okay? We're not specific for what job or what activity. Just make sure you create a resume with information pertaining to your job history, your skills, what technologies do you have, things like that. So if you don't know how to create one from scratch, no worries. Microsoft is here to help you. So if you click on File and then go into New, we have a template here. So you could type resume and enter, and all these templates are going to display here. There's very fancy ones, there's very general ones. So scroll here and look one that pertains to your job, something that you need to do. Because as we are getting ready for our careers, we've learned that you always have to have a resume updated. You don't wait until you're going to apply for a job to create your resume. Because what if you worked somewhere 5 years ago? Are you going to remember the exact information to put on your resume? Probably not. I was just talking to my daughter today. She has that for her assignments, and she did some volunteer work, and she couldn't remember the dates. So it's always good to always have an open resume, so whenever you do volunteer work or obtain certifications or education, you're there and ready to update your resume on a daily basis. So then when an opportunity arises, you're ready to apply for that job or modify it a little bit for that specific job that you're applying. So once you select the resume that you like, just select it. And then let's just say I picked this one. Well,
That's
this is
a cover letter.
That's a letter. Sorry, that's a letter. Go back.
And Patricia and I, we keep this as an assignment in our CIS 105 classes because we sit on a lot of hiring committees and we see a lot of bad resumes. And there's people, it's funny because we'll even know people and their skills, but when you look at their resume, you don't see that skill and knowledge on their resume. So we always like to have students, you know, first you're learning or applying skills for Word, but then we're able to help give you some feedback on your resume.
Exactly. Yes, we see a lot of resumes that are in bad, or sometimes they don't even show what they're applying for. They may need some specific roles that we have on the position, and they don't even list it. So they're not even qualified. And they probably are, but they didn't put it on paper. So anytime you're applying for a position, you have to look first on paper, then you get the interview. So that's basically the game that you're playing with the resume. You want to get the interview. Once you get the interview, you passed it. Then you have to impress them with your interviewing skills, okay? So once you download a template that you like, fill it out, put all your information in there, and at the end, make sure you save it. You can also save it as a PDF file. And the way you do that, you click File, Save As, you browse on where you want to save it. I'm actually going to save it on the computer. It was going to my OneDrive.
Yeah, if you save to OneDrive, you do have to sign in to your
to your account. So you would just give it the file name, and at the bottom here for file type, you could select PDF. Okay. So those are the two formats. And then once you save it, then make sure you submit it into Canvas so then we could review it and then give you feedback on it. Any questions on that? Has anybody done resumes before?
Yeah.
I have. I've done a lot.
Okay. Well, use one of those if you like and update it with your current information. So then we could provide feedback of how you've done it before, and maybe you're doing a great job or maybe you need some improvement. So we could provide that feedback for you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What about a generic Indeed resume?
A what?
An Indeed resume. So like the little ones you just fill out on Indeed, and then you can download a copy and it turns it into like a Word document.
There's a lot of tools that allow us to do so many shortcuts, but at the end of the day, what if one of the skills is that you need to know how to format a document? Are you really learning how to format a document? Probably not. So you're probably going to get the job because it turns out really pretty, and you notice the person that's interviewing you may notice that you have a well-formatted document, but when you get the job and then they tell you to do work in Word, you may not be able to do it. So this is something for you to learn how to do so then you could execute in that job with the activities. Does that make sense?
Yep. So start from scratch.
And sometimes those tools are good to get it started, but then you still go into Word and kind of fine tune it.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
They can be something to quickly get. Yeah.
Yeah, but you really want to fine tune it, like Jeanette says, and make it look more professional.
Yeah, because you want yours to stand out among the others that are coming in. So if if 20 some people use the same tool and they all look the same, unless your qualifications really stand out, there's nothing in that resume that will catch their attention over someone else's.
Correct. You want to stand out from everybody else.
Yeah.
So is everybody finding their way around in Canvas? Do you guys have any difficulties? This is how the format's going to flow for the following weeks. We're always going to send you an announcement just to tell you what's going on for the week. All the assignments are going to be due on Sunday by 11:59. But I encourage you to keep working from the beginning of this week. So if you have any questions, we're able to assist you and answer any questions for you. And like Jeanette was saying, we're always going to have these live sessions explaining what the week is. If you're able to attend, perfect. If not, no worries. We're going to record the session and still post it onto Canvas so everybody can review it. But if you are struggling, or if there's something you want us to address in the video, please let us know ahead of time with those questions so then we can answer them during this time.
Well, we can focus on what you're interested in or what you're struggling with too. We'll tailor it to what you're interested in.
Yes.
And then one week right now we have scheduled a software engineer from Intel. So she'll come and talk and you'll have a chance to ask her questions. So we'll try to have a couple guest speakers here and there.
Good.
Sounds like a huge guest speaker.
Yes. She's going to give us a lot of feedback and information. So is this everybody's first online course, or have you guys taken online courses before?
I've taken online course before, but it was just one.
Okay.
It was not like this.
No?
No.
I've taken two others, and there wasn't any video interaction at all. It was all basically just like the discussion boards. You just post you just post your assignment there or something like that, or you click a link and actually just take the test. And I'm like, okay, this one's video. I'm like, nice. Get a haircut. Let you go.
Any others?
I did one when I was here in Vegas for it was a technician. It was a short 3-month program, and they used Canvas, and same deal. It was just for quizzes and reading material, and that's it for the most part.
Okay, so then do you guys like this feedback instead? Do you guys like this engagement and video, and know that you are not just by yourself in the room with the computer and reading nothing but text? There's a teacher behind all of this.
We can see the puppet master.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's our personality. That's Jeanette and I. We like to be personable. We like to get to know you and help you out, not just read information. That's a lot. We already have to do that for work. So
you like to see the life drain out of our eyes when you say, no, you got it wrong, huh?
No. I'm a trained art teacher. I started out teaching art, so I don't ever teach and do things the normal way. I like to make things fun and interesting. So I have people that will come to our CTL or come to our training and workshops just to see what I'm going to do, because they know I'm going to do something different. So I have fun with it.
The only thing is, I wish you could comment on the photos on the game, because I was looking to for a button to comment, because there are some I saw that I liked, but I don't know how to do that.
So are you talking about commenting on photos that someone else posted, or commenting on your own photos?
On others.
Yeah, that's one thing. So,
on others.
So I've been working with this tool for a while now, and our rep, I've told him before the same thing. They have at least made it to where, as the game master, I can send comments to people or send out an announcement, but they still haven't gotten to the point where players can comment or communicate with each other. And I keep telling them, it's like, we need that. So I don't know if they're working on it. I'll have to get an update from them.
One thing I noticed about that game, and it was right before I just did a submission right now. I was trying to find out, why can't I actually input this thing? What's going on? That's when I found out that it has, a limit of 140 words or something like that?
Yes, there are limits.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, well, that's why. I gave her half a paragraph worth of an answer, so that's like a report, so. So I had to cut it down big time.
If I remember right, the videos have to be less than 15 seconds, I think. So they're pretty quick too.
Oof.
Yeah.
At what, 420? At 420, or doing the standard definition back 1950s resolution type of deal.
I think it's either one. So. All right, well, I think that's it for this week, unless you guys have any other questions, anything that you've looked at as far as the content, or just questions about the course.
Does that work? No, I don't think it does.
Well, yeah, Marcus, we heard you.
You guys saw that?
What was it?
Kind of raised my hand. Wasn't sure if it was good or not.
Yeah, because right now we have a really nice picture of your forehead, bro.
There we go. Close up.
I just have a question.
Okay.
This meeting or the program started yesterday, right? Or is it Monday?
Monday.
So the progress that you have completed so far up till now is not as significant? Because I just barely started. I'm wondering if I'm too far behind or something.
No, you're still good. You're still able to complete all the assignments, and you have until Sunday.
That's good.
Yeah, you have until Sunday at 11:59 to submit the work.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we tried to plan this live session where it wasn't the first day, but it was, you had enough time to get in and kind of look and start trying to complete assignments, we figured that would be the sweet spot as far as answering questions and helping anyone having problems.
Yeah, and we just wanted to make sure everybody understood how to use Flipgrid, because we're going to continue using that for the following weeks, and make sure that you guys all connected to Zoom and had any other questions, so we could walk you through that process.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so if you have any other questions, just follow up, and we've got content ready for next week, but we'll give you a chance to kind of do the work for this week before we open up the rest of the content, so you're not overwhelmed.
Yes. So week 2 is going to open up on Monday at 12 a.m. So you guys can start working on that as of that point.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
All right then.
If there's not any other questions, that's it. We'll have it recorded, so if you want to review anything, you'll be able to go back and review it.
Yep.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, bye. Everybody have a good night.
Going to work now.
How do I log off?
You just close the window.
Just click X.
Yep. Yeah, click the X.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.